Hello everyone and welcome to my very first shell challenge that I have run and that I have recorded, and this is my build here. As you can see, it's coming through, and this is what I did with that particular shell. I turned it into this, and I wanted to basically give you guys a look at what I did with the shell, and I'm so excited to see what everybody else does with the shells. I'm so excited. You have no idea. So tours will be starting very soon, November 2nd, and it'll be my time, not your time, so probably November 1st for most of you, but November 2nd. And yeah, I am pumped to see what you guys all do. I've already downloaded a couple of the builds from the gallery. I'm going to go and check it again and download some more. I'm going to tour them and just be like, look at what you did with that shell that I gave you, and you've done something amazing. So I'm very excited about it all. So at the moment I am fussing around with the roof. So the roof took me a little while just to work out how I wanted to do it. Part of that was I didn't really have an idea as to what kind of build I wanted to do, so that didn't help things. But I did end up wanting to go with like a contemporary build, so something that was kind of suburban, and on the modern side of things, definitely not a traditional home, no. So went with something a little bit more modern, contemporary, and we're getting to what the shape will be. I did pull that in. I didn't like the overhang there, so just sort of working through all the little fixes for the roofs and just making it look the way that I wanted to look. Then I sort of got the roofing done. I was like, you know what, maybe I don't want to have it facing that way. So I was just flipping the build around, just trying to see what I wanted to do for the entrance. Almost went that direction, and I thought, you know what, I might actually go that direction just for something a little bit different. So now I am starting to work out the layout of the landscaping. Now that I've got all the roof done, I'm moving on to the landscaping. So that includes all the backyard stuff and the plants, and yeah, and a little bit of a porch overhang as well. So I think part of this was actually working out what colours I wanted to go for with these. This is why I'm mucking around with the columns. I'm just sort of thinking through colours, foundations, and how these are all going to work together. Because with a contemporary build, I am going to use different types of exterior wallpapers. So you'll see that coming through shortly. I'm just working on the fencing and how that's sort of going to go. But with the columns, I'm using, those look like the growing together columns, and then I'm using the growing together foundation as well. I'm just working on the layout of the porches. I was thinking about having a pool on the back porch, so that's why I went with quite a large one. And I did go for some different fencing on the porch area, just simply because it was the picket fencing that I used for the exterior fencing was too big to look like, you know, like I wanted it to look on the porch. So and I also wanted like a little overhang over the porch as well, so I'm just flicking through and doing that because I wanted to have like a little under the cover area for them to have their barbecue sitting. So that was the reason behind that. The fencing is the oh shoot, what pack is that? It's either, I think it might be backyard stuff, maybe, I don't know, but it's some of my favourite fencing. You said I think I'd pay more attention to my favourite fencing as to which pack it comes from. I know it's definitely a stuff pack. I really do feel like it might be backyard stuff, but I could be wrong. It's gorgeous fencing anyhow. I love the white picket. It's kind of a little bit more traditional, but I liked it and I wanted to use it. So now I am just starting to work on the landscaping. So just getting the bits and pieces in there. I did skip over a little bit of the rock placement and stuff because That's a little repetitive, and I think you can see what I did there. And I decided to go with a lavender sort of theme for the exterior, mostly because I just like those plants that come with Outdoor Retreat. I think they're really pretty and I wanted to use them, so I was like, right, I'm going with lavender. So, and using the base game little bushes as well that go with that, and the base game lavender too. So that'll be scattered around the yard, and then I went to the backyard and just made like a little seating sort of garden area around there as well. So once again, repeated the lavender coming through because I just wanted to keep that pretty consistent. I didn't want to have like lots of different colors on the outside, so just pretty much just stuck to the one really, and added in some of the blue wildflowers that came with. Is that the Outdoor Retreat ones as well? So the base game ones or Outdoor Retreat ones, I can't remember. So I am now working on the kids area because this is actually sort of family home. Like it is a family home. It's got it's got 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It has like a downstairs single bedroom, and then upstairs you've got a teeny tiny little nursery, and you've got a large master bedroom upstairs. It's actually not the biggest of shells. It looks bigger on the outside than it actually is on the inside because I've done, extended things with the roof and that sort of thing. So it does look bigger than it actually is on the interior. To be fair, I did add in a pretty large kitchen and stuff to it, so I wasn't so focused on the bedrooms. But yeah, there is a large master bedroom in there, a teeny tiny nursery, and a single bedroom downstairs as well. So you can sort of mix and match what you're going to do as far as what sims you put in the house, and if you have a family in there or whatever. But I did add some stuff on the outside for the kids, just in case you want to have a few kids in there too. So I am coming to the end of the landscaping side of things. So I'm just using, I think it's a Get Together mailbox, and that is the Snowy Escape seating for sure. And then I had the fun of working out the colours on the outside of this one. I actually ended up going quite neutral on the outside. So I used the Growing Together mid brown wood, and then I'm pretty sure that's Growing Together again for the slate tiles that go downwards, and then I think that's High School Years brick, I think. Pretty sure, because it's got that quite distinctive look to it, so I'm pretty certain that is High School Years, and then Growing Together with the slate going down. Then I sort of had to work through what I wanted to do with the colour of the roof. I didn't want to go super dark because I thought that would look weird with all the lightness, but then I sort of put a light roof on and I was like, kind of, that's weird too. And so I ended up going with like a brown. I thought, and a sort of slightly darker brown would look quite nice. And then it sort of tried the Snowy Escape brown, and that worked very nicely. So I was like, yeah, that works. So that's what I did. And I'm just changing the colour of the columns because I think I had them in like a grey. So just change the colour on those to match the wood that I used from Growing Together. And as you can see there, we've got the flooring going in, and now the windows. So just using that's the Horse Ranch actually, triangle window going in on the top. And then I needed some smaller windows for the top, so I actually ended up using the Horse Ranch windows again around the top. And I did make the walls tall, which is unusual for me, simply because I don't love building with tall walls. They do add like a degree of difficulty because it's sometimes hard to angle in. And I changed the windows. What did I change them to? Growing Together windows. It's hard to angle in and build with tall walls, and particularly if the room's not like super big. So you'll see me get a little bit it gets a little bit tricky in a few of the rooms because I've sort of got about 4 narrow rooms, and the rest are pretty large. So that they do get a little bit tricky with the building on those. So I do prefer a short wall for building. That's my preference. I think everyone would have a different opinion on that probably, but Yeah, that is my preference personally, but in this instant I did go a little bit higher. It is actually quite fun sometimes going with the larger walls, simply because you get a few more options that I don't often use because I don't often build with the larger walls and the doors. So you get like windows and doors that I don't see very often simply because I just don't have the wall size for it. But I didn't get to use them in this build because I used the larger wall on the top floor. So did I use a larger wall on the... Yeah, I did. I think I maybe used a medium wall on the bottom floor, and then I think a larger wall on the top floor, just to be a weirdo. But it worked better for the shape of the and the look of the house. And again, it's that deception thing of the size of the build as well. Like it looks a lot bigger than it is because I went so high on the wall size as well as, you know, extending the roofs and that sort of thing. So yeah. Now we are on the back porch, so I'm just finishing the last bits and pieces that will go into the exterior of the build. So just getting in the barbecue, the seating table, so that's Snowy Escape, and the barbecue is it's my favorite barbecue. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. I'm pretty sure it's a kit one. I don't know. Desert Lux. Yes, there we go. I did it. I remembered. Yay me. So I will need to change this around a little bit because I realized as I was doing the interior that when I did the floor plan, I ended up using that little space where the door goes out the back for a room. So I had to move the door and shift that around a little bit. But basically, all the stuff is the same. I just shifted it just a teeny bit. So I was amused with myself as I was doing this build because I made these little rooms off to the side and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these at all. I have no idea. It's like the shape of I just needed it for the flow of the build how the stairs were placed and how the build flowed. I felt like it worked to have those two rooms off to the side, but I was just, I'm shifting those around now. Ended up working out better anyway because you had like a little space there for the outdoor furniture, so I was like, oh, actually that looks better. But yeah. I had no idea what I was going to do with those two little rooms. I was like, oh boy. So you see me put some like open doors and stuff there, and those get deleted because I don't use open doors. I just use them as like a little study in the downstairs bathroom. So this is my favorite room in the house. This is the kitchen, and I had so much fun with this because I went with like green as a theme for the house. So it was I had a lot of fun actually matching different colors with the greens and doing some different styles that way. And this kitchen is the softest. It is the softest kitchen I've ever done. It is so pretty, so soft. I love it because I'm a girly girl and I love pretty pastels, and I don't carry all the pastels through the rest of the house, but this particular room I just went super soft, super light, and it was just like, oh, this is such a sweet kitchen. I love it. And yeah. So I changed out the Growing Together entrance way. It sat too wide, and I wanted to have the this is the kitchen hustle set, by the way, for the kitchen. So that is the wallpaper and the counters. So that's all kitchen hustle, and the fridge and the oven and the sink. I will get rid of the Dream Home Decorator lights as well because they didn't end up suiting. I think I ended up switching them out for Growing Together. And then I'm just doing like a little seating nook in there with some pretty pastel chairs that match there, and I'm going to put in like a little centre seating breakfast kitchen island. That's the word I'm going for. Kitchen island in the middle. And by the time sort of added decoration, added in the soft pink rug and all the bits and pieces, you have no idea how long it took me to fuss around with getting that right in the centre. I cut out about 10 minutes of, no, not quite that long, but quite a few minutes of me just like flicking those, the kitchen island counters in and out because I just could not get that centered. I was like, oh, this is driving me bananas. Anywho, yeah, beautiful soft kitchen. I'm gonna get like little bits of clutter and stuff, some stuff on the wall, and it is just so soft and pretty. I absolutely love it. I do not carry that softness all throughout the build, but I do carry green throughout the build. So I love how like in each of the rooms it is green, but like, you know, it's got that different kind of matching color and the different vibe. So that, you know, in the kitchen it's sort of the green and the white and the pink, and then, well, I'll talk about the other colors as we get to those rooms, but yeah, there's different colors going through the house, but it is sort of a green theme. So most of the kitchen is a mix of the Dine Out, the Cool Kitchen base game, and Kitchen Hustle. So that's the majority of the kitchen right there, is those few packs, and obviously the Eco Living plant thing on the wall. So now we are moving to the living room, which is going to be have a dining area as well. So there'll be a living area, dining area, and as you can see, I'm getting the green into the open areas of the house. This is all just going to be the light green. But what I particularly loved about I was trying to decide what I was going to do with that room at the back too. This is me trying to work out what I'm going to do with these rooms. I've like worked out the floor plan. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to put in these rooms, but it's going to be something. So yeah, so still kind of working on that side of things. But yeah, what I really liked about the lounge is I did like a color match that I didn't expect. Like, I played around with it for a little bit. I kind of skip over that part because it was quite a little bit, and came up with a really nice, I think it's really nice anyway, color match with the light green, which I think adds a sort of a more masculine vibe to the room, which, you know, it was a little bit challenging with the color of the room, but I think it looks quite nice. I was happy with it anyhow. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you liked it, if you didn't. I don't mind. I mean, you know, don't hate on me, but you're welcome to your own opinion. So, dark brown. Yeah, I didn't expect to go with a dark brown route, but I was playing around with the coffee table, not the coffee table, the dining table, because initially I was going to go yellow and pink, and I just keep up with the pastel colours. But it just wasn't working for me, and I was like, this is just, I don't want to go like the same as the kitchen. I sort of want to be green, but I don't want to, you know, have the whole house in like pastels and stuff. So, yeah, when I was playing around the table, I got to the Jungle Adventure table, I think it is. That could be the horse ranch table that I've ended up with, but I think I was playing around with Jungle Adventure. Anywho, it had the dark brown, and I was like, actually, I really like that dark brown with the pale green wallpaper. And the idea for the lounge just sort of evolved from there. Because I ended up just changing everything that I had. I was just like, delete, let's start again. And this is me just playing around with the concept of the dark brown with the green, and as you can see there, just doing a feature wall in behind the TV. And I was really happy with how it came out. I was like, this dark brown is really working for me. So I was absolutely delighted with this living area. I was like, this is great. This is a match I wouldn't have probably thought to do. Like, if I'm thinking about like greens and what colors, you know, like particularly the sort of this pastel light green, what colors I'd put with it, I'd probably, you know, go with softer colors rather than the darker brown. But hey, I think it works anyhow, so that's what I did. And then I was sort of thinking about what to bring in as well as extra furnishings. So just getting in like the end tables, just a couple of armchairs that you could see there, and then rugs. I had such a time with rugs. Actually, that was probably the reason I changed the room, because I just couldn't find rugs I liked that would go with the colours that I had. And I was just like, this is driving me mental. So yeah, so I ended up deleting everything and then bringing in the dark brown, and then I was like, it actually got a lot easier to match the rugs with the dark brown color, I think, because I liked it better. So I don't know, it all worked out in the end. So I was just working through a dining hutch because I did want to make it like a little proper kind of dining room anyhow. I mean, it is open, but it is a little dining nook area, and so we're going to put in this lovely dining hutch, which I can't remember what pack that comes from, and then a plant to go in beside there. So that's the Eco Living plant. I was trying to decide if I wanted it centered or not centered on the wall. My natural instinct is to put something centered, so it's actually really hard for me to not like center something. It's like break out in sweats kind of difficult. But I can do it. I can do it, and I will do it, because not everything has to be centered, even though I want to. I really do, but no. Not everything in life is in the middle and centered, so, you know. And it doesn't work out like that with rooms sometimes. Sometimes you just have to put things the way they need to go. And it's not necessarily in the middle. So this is now me working on what I was going to do with these rooms. So I decided on a study and a bathroom down here. So it is just like a little teeny tiny study. It's going to have a bookcase, a desk with computer, and a chess set. So, I mean, it's not teeny tiny, but it is on the smaller side of things. But there should be enough room just to flick around and do your things in there, and play on your computer and read your books and play your chess. So, yeah. And I mean, you got a nice view while you're doing it as well. Maybe you can sit in there and work on your computer while you watch the kids play out in the yard. That's a possibility. So just deciding on the layout of the room. Well, mostly I'm just deciding on the colour. the colour of the room. So I am actually just bringing in a little bit of green from the furnishings and going with brown on the walls. So rather than bringing through the green wallpaper, I'm bringing in the brown and carrying on the theme that we had in the living room into the study. So using the contrast of the dark green and the dark brown and the lighter green, because I'd already discovered that I really like that combo, so I wanted to carry on with that. So just using growing together paintings there on the wall, and I'm going like it took me a little while just to work out what I want to do with the rugs, but I decided just to go with a darker teal, and that worked quite nicely. So then we've got the second little narrow room by the door, and this ended up being I was going to block that off, but decided not to. Oh, you know what? I had a really weird issue when I was doing this build. Like I got to this point of the build, ended up having to exit out of the game and restart the game because I couldn't draw any walls. Like I could draw a wall, but it would be like invisible and not there. It was really random. Anywho, I solved the problem easily enough, just needed a restart. But yeah, it was really one of those weird little glitches that pops up every now and then in Sims. I don't know. So I'm just doing like a little divided off toilet area in the bathroom. So like, you know, a guest can go in there and do their business, I guess, off to the side. So just to put it in that space, I shrunk down the basin, so it's just got the mirror above it, and I'm flicking through and deciding on colours. So once again, I still wanted to carry on with the green, so I have got like the which wallpaper is this? Not sure, I can't remember. But it's still the green and the brown again, but it is not the dark brown, it is the lighter brown. So just bringing in like a slightly different match there. And then I had the fun of trying to work out what I wanted to do on these windows. So I decided to do these blinds, which and I realised all my windows were at like different heights. Genius. Which I don't think they're the most beautiful of blinds, but they are the kind of blinds I think you would find in a bathroom. So I went with those. And then I was working on this back room. So this took me a little bit of fussing around to get to the colours that I wanted, because again, I wanted to have that green theme, but it's just trying to work through how that would all look. So initially I was going to do like quite a dark green with it, and you'll see that sort of evolve as we go, because it's just a bit of a process to get to where I wanted to go with this. But this is just a single bedroom, and this could be for a teenager or a guest bedroom, or I guess whatever, or a butler room if you're into the butlers. I don't mind a butler, to be honest, in the game. Quite handy to have around, but I don't often use them. Maybe it's something I should use more often. Maybe I could hire a butler in my like personal legacy or something. That's not silly, because I mean they're quite rich, so they could afford a butler. Might have to build in like an extra room for them though. So this could be a butler room. It's me getting distracted. So I put in just a dresser, and there's a little tiny living desk, and I think that's high school years chair, high school years dresser, and just a base game computer. I think that's eco living for the curtains. And this is the point where I was starting to think about the colours, and just like, yeah, I might change these colours. Because I ended up going with the green from Seasons, actually, and matching the bed. Then I was like, this is way too much green, so I need to do something different here. And this is where I start to play around with the colours. As you do. I mean, you know, this is just the evolution of building, really. The way that I actually settled on a colour was just thinking, what colours that I ended up using, is by looking at the bed and just seeing like the greys and the beiges and stuff coming through. And I was like, actually, you know, that could actually work really nicely. So I was initially going to go yellow, you see, and then I was thinking about pink, but there was too much like the kitchen. And then I sort of lit on the grey, and that was actually the perfect colour, I think, because it worked in so nicely with the bed. It toned down all the green quite nicely, and then got to use a picture. I'm gonna say it's from a stuff pack, and it has the green and the grey on it, and it looked really nice. I loved it. Then we are moving upstairs. So initially I was going to have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms upstairs. So this was going to be sort of like 2 little bathrooms up there, and then 2 bedrooms split off like this. Then I changed my mind. I'm fixing all the windows again. I have window height issues. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, all the heights were wrong, or weird, or just sitting in the wrong place. I don't know why that was, but it was. So yeah, so this was my initial plan, and then it sort of evolved from that into 1 bathroom, 1 nursery, and then 1 big bedroom. So yeah, got there in the end. So the nursery is just going to be sitting in the room that is off to the left, and then the bathroom will go to the right, and then I will take away that wall that's in the middle of that room there, and just make it 1 big master bedroom. Easy peasy as that. So I'm just going to reflect the same as what we had downstairs, basically, into the upstairs bathroom. So carrying through the same tiling, I am doing something a bit different with the windows, because we have got more wall height, in that the downstairs is a medium height wall, I think, and then I'm pretty sure the top wall is the full height. I think that's what I did. So yeah, so I had like a bit of room for like the mirrors and stuff like that, so I just used different mirrors in that one, and just throwing on some towels and robes and making it like, you know, a nice little lived-in room. Oh, and then I thought, oh, I need a potty in here as well, so yeah, just shoving a little potty in here. Because I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to do like a kid's room, I need a potty, so potty it is. And then it was just working out what I wanted to do for the artwork, so I went with the candle from Tiny Home Living, pretty sure that's Tiny Home Living. And then into the nursery, so obviously it's a nursery, you want to use brighter colours and that sort of thing, so I went with the brighter teal from, I think it's Parenthood, and managed to fit in like a little diaper table and a crib. And what else am I putting in there? Oh, rubbish bin, because you need a rubbish bin for the diapers. And just little bits and pieces. So we've got a seat, and that's base game, and then a bookcase, which is also also base game. Yes, that is. Sometimes I get a little bit confused with that because some of that stuff came out at the same time as Growing Together. So it's like, is it Growing Together? Is it base game? You know. And just adding some decoration to the walls just to make it a little bit brighter and more interesting for the kids. So got a mobile. Which way do you go? Mobile? Like eel? Mobile? Like aisle? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. For some reason, like these balloons just wouldn't sit there nicely, and I was just like, ugh, stuff you. I'm not going to use you. You're not being friendly. So that was the kids' room, and then it was time to delete the wall down the middle. We were no longer going to divide that room. It was going to be a nice big master bedroom. So I finally brought the yellow in that I've been trying to do basically the whole build. I sort of tried to do it in the living area, tried to do it in the downstairs bedroom, and finally it comes in the upstairs bedroom. So once again, continue with green. But I don't use the green in the walls, I use the green in the furnishing. So this is the high school years furnishing. So this is the bed and the bedside tables, I think. Also the lamps. I will also bring that through in the dress. I'm just working through options and whether or not I actually like this or not, but ended up sticking with the yellow because I quite liked it. And I will cut off the room a little bit with a closet. So this is going to be like a big walk-in closet area. It was all over the place. So just using the Dream Home Decorator stuff there. And then that's the high school years teal dresses as well. So as I mentioned, I'm just bringing the teal through in the furnishings. Obviously I don't have that option with the Dream Home Decorator hanging shelves, but you know, that's enough teal, I think. It just adds a contrast to the yellow and continues the green theme that carries on through the house. So just getting the bits and pieces on the shelves and just filling the space, really. Just trying to think. I think I do cut it off. I might, me struggling with the walls. I was going to do like a big thing across and stuff, and it just wasn't working right, so just stuck with that. And then there we go. So I did cut off the walls a little bit because it just kind of felt weird, like just this big lump of stuff against the back wall. So I was like, I need to make it feel like an actual little dressing room. So I added in some little half little sticky out walls, and I did think about the idea of putting in a full wall and doing a door or something, but it just felt too cut off then. So yeah. And then bringing in some more of the teal in the couch, which I think might be the Growing Together couch, maybe, and some paintings and stuff. And then I think we're about done. So thank you so much for coming with me on that little journey. Let's take a tour of what we did. So I did think it kind of looked like a little bit of a church, like the shape of it a little bit from that angle, which is quite interesting. But just because it was like quite a high top story, I think that's just the reason it gave that impression to me. May not give anyone else that impression, but it did give me that impression as I was doing it. But you know, I think there's a good size lot for this particular build. As I said, it's not a huge shell, but it does look a little bit bigger than what it is on the interior. But you've got the pool, I think you've got a nice kids area, barbecue, so you know, I think you could socialize quite nicely with this house, and some garden area as well. So there is a practical element too, so you can still make some money while you're living there if you like. I will check that tree that's sticking through. So then moving on to the inside, we have obviously got a green theme happening in here, and this is the downstairs bathroom. So we've got the shower bath combo and the sink, and then going through to a little private toilet and sink there. Going through to the dining and the living area. So I love this dark brown with the pale green. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. So I think there's a combination of sort of horse ranch, Growing Together, eco living. those are sort of the main ones I used. And then going through to the kitchen, it's kind of like feels like an opposite to the living area, and that this is so soft and pretty. I really like it. But once again, this is the kitchen the Home Chef Hustle pack for the most part. So we've got Dream Home Decorator seats, we've got Growing Together flowers, we've got Cool Kitchen clutter, as well as some eco living clutter. I think that's high school years chair and a snowy escape chair, table in the corner there. Then going through to the study, we've got high school living a desk, and then some more of the high school living. Did I say high school living? High school years. I don't know. In the downstairs single room, which is a grey and green theme, and then going upstairs, this is the upstairs bathroom, which is the pale green and the mid brown. And then through to the little nursery, which is narrow and probably not a lot of space for the kids, but they can sleep in there and get their diapers changed. And then through to the main bedroom upstairs, and this is the teal and sort of beigey yellow walls, and a pop of pink with the rug as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this build. I hope you had lots of fun, and I will see you in the next build. And don't forget, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Catch you later. Bye.